Hello, guys. My name's Ivy. My husband Ace has been looking at some stories here and encouraged me to post my own story. Yes, my husband encouraged me to tell you guys about my nightmare mother-in-law, Miriam. To be honest, Ace had always warned me against his mother, but I was a naive girl who didn't know any better. I gave in to my mother-in-law's insane demands on me to realize that she was treating me as an ATM. My husband and his sister Lisa always disliked the fact that I was spending a lot of money on my mother-in-law. They said, "Ivy, I don't know how you don't see it. My mom is being very unreasonable with her demands. Just because you're rich doesn't mean you have to spoil her. Ivy, she is our mom. We know exactly what she's like. You need to stop giving in to her demands. She will only escalate her spendthrift ways and never be grateful for your help." But she's family, guys. How can I not help my own family? I know she can be a little unreasonable, but I can't afford her demands, so I give in to those. I don't have my parents anymore, so I see her as a mother figure. We know that, Ivy, but she doesn't see you as a daughter. She sees you as a cash cow. Hell, she sees all of us as her cash cows. You know that all three of us give her money. She literally spends it all and still asks for more. My mom is living a life that's way above her means. She shows no appreciation for it. Ivy, you need to rein in your finances and curb her spending. Don't make her more entitled. Ace and Lisa have always been critical of their mom's spending. Yes, Miriam did have a very posh lifestyle that she can't afford. However, with all three of us giving her money, she had plenty to spend on her whim. I didn't have the heart to turn her down when she asked for more. I did see her as my own parent. I loved her so much that I had actually planned to buy her a house. Miriam had recently come across a house that completely fit her style and taste, and she had been going insane over it, so I told Ace. Ace, I'm thinking about getting Miriam the house she likes. We have some money left over after our house purchase, plus my uncle's inheritance is also still in my account. We can use that and buy her a house. Seriously? You would do that for Mom? But why? I know she doesn't own a house, but isn't buying a house too much? Don't worry about it. It makes me sad that your mom doesn't have her own house when we have one for ourselves. She has been complaining about it. I was thinking about buying her the house. We could surprise her on her birthday. Well, I think you should think it through a little. If you are sure, I will contribute some money as well. I'll talk to Lisa and find out if she wants to help. With that, we were all set to buy Miriam the house. I was paying around 90% of the money because I earned way more than Ace and Lisa. Plus, I had a lot of inheritance from my late parents and uncle. I had no problem in buying Miriam a house and making her happy. However, I had no idea that the woman who I loved like my mother was just using me for money. I found that out soon enough. It was a week before her birthday when Miriam came to visit us. Initially, we thought that the visit was to invite us to her birthday party. She did talk about the invitation, but moved on to a very different topic. She was, again, showing us pictures of her dream house and telling us how much she loved it. But the conversation quickly went south when she said something really entitled. It went, "So, what do you think of the house? This is my dream house, you know. Please, tell me it is the best you have ever seen. I plan to buy it immediately, like in a week." It is a beautiful house, Miriam. I must say, it does look very posh and the lawn is a showstopper. What do you think, Ace? Won't it be perfect for me? It has 4 bedrooms so you and Lisa can come and stay anytime you like. Yeah, the house is beautiful, Mom. But it looks super expensive. How are you going to afford it? You seem dead set on owning this place. Well, why would money be a problem? Ivy's going to help me buy the house, of course. Why worry when I have a rich daughter-in-law? The way Miriam spoke about it was a little insulting to me. I didn't like the fact that she naturally assumed I would help her pay for it. Now, look, I did want to buy her a house, but the way she dumped the financial responsibility on me kind of put me off. Ace was also looking uncomfortable with what Miriam said. However, I brushed the weird feeling aside. I didn't want to spoil the surprise, so I said, "What are you talking about, Miriam? I'm not sure I understand." "Why do you think I came to talk to you? I don't need your opinions on the house. I already like it anyway. I simply wanted you to help me put the down payment on the house." "So you just automatically assumed that Ivy would pay the down payment for you? What if she says no?" "Ivy has plenty of money. She can spare some for her mother-in-law. Why on earth will she say no to her poor old mother-in-law? Am I right, Ivy?" "I don't know, Miriam. We just bought our house a few months ago. Right now, I'm not very comfortable spending so much money. I need to save a little for our future." "What? So now that I'm asking for help, you are suddenly thinking about savings? Don't be so selfish, Ivy. I know the down payment amount is peanuts to you. Stop this nonsense and hurry up about the money. The house has many buyers. I don't want it to be sold to someone else." "Mom, that is a very entitled thing to say. You can't just demand Ivy to pay the down payment. And what about the rest of the money? Do you have funds to pay the mortgage?" "The mortgage won't be much. I'm sure Ivy won't mind spending a few more dollars every month. It's not a big deal. Maybe you and Lisa can chip in from time to time." Ace was absolutely stunned by Miriam's demands. And so was I. It was one thing to ask for help, but she was openly demanding we give her money. For some reason, it started to bother me a little, but me and Ace made it very clear to her that we couldn't help. Miriam did look very angry, but held her tongue for the rest of the evening. After she left, Ace was the one to be concerned about our plan. He said, "Look, Ivy, what my mom demanded today was outrageous. I think you should reconsider buying her the house. I don't want her to take advantage of you. She does that enough." "It's okay, Ace. It's my fault that I readily say yes to her demands. She must have gotten carried away with her dream house. I'm sure she will regret it later. Let's not punish her for one mistake." "You are seriously something else, Ivy. I hope my mom treats you better in the future. She has no idea how good her daughter-in-law is." Even though Miriam was being a little unreasonable, I didn't think it was worth being punished. I mean, people do unreasonable things when they really want something. Miriam didn't react as much when I told her no, so I thought we were good. Oh boy, I was wrong. The fiasco happened on Miriam's birthday the next week. She had arranged for a grand party that suited her expensive taste. From the looks of it, Miriam had spent a lot of money on the arrangement. I could tell Ace was already dreading sending our next month's allowance to Miriam. However, I was way too excited to finally tell Miriam about the house. But nothing went according to plan. When we sat down for dinner, Miriam started to make some very mean jokes at my expense. She said, "Ace, look around and see how many beautiful women are at the party. You know, you absolutely broke my heart when you married Ivy. I mean, look at her, guys. I don't know what tricks she used to trap you, probably her wealth." "Mom, what the hell are you saying?" "Shush now. Ace, we all know the truth. But people here need to know too. Guys, I don't know why Ace even married Ivy. She's rude, selfish, and a total ugly duckling. Oh, wait, the ugly duckling at least transformed in the end. This one can't even do that." I was absolutely stunned by what Miriam just said. Yes, I am not a beautiful girl. I have always known that. I have been bullied countless times by my friends and classmates. Hell, my own family called me ugly and made me cry often. I was in therapy for years to cope with that trauma. Those words from Miriam absolutely crushed me from inside. I teared up and started to cry silently. Ace looked dumbstruck, and so did everyone else. When I didn't say anything, Lisa was the first one to speak up. She said, "What the hell is wrong with you? Why would you say that? Are you freaking insane?" "What? I simply told the truth. When Ace married Ivy, I thought that at least he was marrying a rich woman. I made no comments on her ugly face or body. Now I see that she is not even generous with her money. What is she even good for then?" "Mom, how dare you insult Ivy in her own house? I am ashamed of you. I cannot believe you can be so insensitive. Apologize to Ivy right now." "Why the hell would I do that? She needs to apologize to me for being a stuck-up witch. I am sure she is aware that I am right, that she is good for nothing." "That's enough, Mom. No need to apologize to Ivy. You don't need to apologize to anyone." Everyone was even more stunned to hear that from Ace. But I could tell that Ace was extremely angry. I could see it in his eyes, even through my teary vision. He banged on the table to make Miriam stop speaking. My stupid mother-in-law took it as a sign that he supported her. She said, "See, my son is the reasonable one. He knows that I have done nothing wrong. Ivy is an ugly woman, and he knows it too." "I stopped you from apologizing, not because I support your outrageous words. I stopped you because at this point, an apology won't cut it. Mom, you are one vile woman. I'm ashamed to have you as my mom." "Ace, what are you saying? How can you speak to me like that?" "This is exactly how I'm going to speak to you from now on. Never in my life I had thought that my own mother could be so greedy and spiteful. You insulted my wife and reduced her to nothing because she said she won't help you get a house." "Mom, you asked Ivy to buy you a house. How can you be so entitled? You literally called her." "I have the right to be upset. She's so rich but can't even help out her own family. I cannot see why you are so mad at me. Ace, you should be angry at Ivy for being so selfish." "Ivy is selfish? Mom, you have absolutely no idea. You never needed to make an entitled demand from her, Mom. She was going to buy a house for you. Since we already own a place, she decided to use some of her inheritance money to get you a house." "What? Are you serious? Ivy's going to buy me a house? You should have said that sooner, son. God, I need to be prepared to move into a house fast. I have so much packing to do. Why did you two keep this news from me?" By the time Miriam changed her tune, I was freaking done with her. With what little composure I had, I decided on the spot there was no way I was going to give Miriam a house. She doesn't deserve one. Hell, she doesn't deserve anything. So I said, "We didn't tell you anything because it was meant to be a surprise. We had already talked to the real estate guy and planned everything. I had no idea you would come and ask me to pay your down payment." "But when I did ask for the down payment, you should have given me the money, or you should have told me the truth. It was so silly of you to hide such a news. So when are you handing over the keys to my house? I can't wait to move in." "You must be out of your mind if you think I will still give you the house. I was supposed to reveal the surprise today, but you absolutely ruined everything. You called me names and told me hurtful things. I will not give you the house." "Wait, what? Why not? Look, I said all those things because I was upset. It was like a little joke. It was harmless. You're overreacting now." "Oh, so now these words were jokes? What about the time you told Lisa that you were simply stating facts?" "You won't have to answer that, Miriam. I already know what you think about me. Well, guess what? This ugly duckling will not give you a house. You're being ridiculous over a joke. Ace, please manage your wife. She's embarrassing. I deserve to live in a good house too. She is purposefully tormenting me because I made a joke. Are you kidding me? You are the one who embarrassed yourself and everyone here. Mom, ask around and see how many people agree with your stupid logic. You never did and still don't deserve a house. In fact, don't worry. I won't support you financially anymore, and I won't let my wife spend a single penny on you. You know what, Mom? After today, you won't get a penny from me either. It was disgusting what you did to Ivy. I simply can't and won't support a horrid woman like you. You don't even have any shame. Miriam was absolutely taken aback by what we said. She had never expected to be treated like this. Hell, I didn't expect that I would get so much support from Ace and Lisa. Miriam tried to talk to them and everyone at the party. She tried to convince them of how much she deserved the house. Well, thankfully, no one took her side. In fact, a few women criticized her for being so cruel to her daughter-in-law. I was glad that people could finally see what a horrible person she was. Lisa and Ace continued to defend me and berate Miriam. Miriam still thought that she was entitled to the house that I was going to gift her. She had no remorse for insulting me and targeting that one aspect of my life that I was insecure about. Ace knew what kind of impact her words would have on me, so he was extremely angry and didn't hold back his words. He said, Mom, for years, I have seen you take advantage of my wife. I try to remind my wife that she's doing too much for you, but she loved you like her own mom. She said that she's happy to help you out. Look how you paid her back for her kindness. Ace, why are you talking to me like that? I told you it was a joke. If it hurt her so badly, I can apologize. I told you, Mom. Your apology won't solve anything right now. Me and Ivy are done with you. Even if she changes her mind and tries to give you a house, I will stop her. How can you say that, Ace? I'm your mom. Don't you want to see me in a nice house? Trust me, Mom. None of us would like to see you in a nice house now. You don't deserve it. I would say Ivy would be better off gifting a stranger the house. At least they'll appreciate it instead of acting entitled. I can't believe I have such ungrateful kids like you. I raised you for over 2 decades, and this is how you treat me? You two are pathetic in choosing an outsider like Ivy over me. You are the ungrateful one, Mom. We have financially supported you for years. Instead of being grateful, you demanded more and more from us. I have said today, and I will say this again, me and Ivy are never going to give you a penny anymore. And neither will I, or my family. Good luck trying to keep a roof over your head with your entitlement. If you think we are ungrateful children, we will show you exactly how ungrateful we can be. After that, Ace just held my hand and took me away from the house. Lisa also left with her husband and child. Miriam was busy crying over how her children treated her. Meanwhile, her guests had some curt words for her and started to leave the party as well. Me, Ace, Lisa, and her family later went to a nearby restaurant to end the day on a good note. I won't lie and say I was okay. I was crying as soon as Miriam was out of sight. The people around me did their best to cheer me up and make me feel better. From the very next day, Miriam started to blow up our phones with nasty texts. She kept blaming us for ruining her birthday party and her reputation. The text was slowly getting extremely deranged and threatening. Me, Ace, and Lisa simply blocked her number after telling her not to contact us again. I guess Miriam still didn't realize the gravity of her situation. When the month ended, she freaked out. As promised, neither Ace nor Lisa sent her any money. They did financially cut her off and left her to her own devices. Miriam showed up at our door begging and crying for money. Apparently, every week she would spend all the money we gave her on having a luxurious lifestyle. She didn't save a penny. In fact, last month she took a loan from a friend to host her grand birthday party. Now she was crying because she had no money and the friend was threatening legal action. Trust me, guys, no one wanted to help her out. Both Ace and Lisa shut the door in her face and told her that she needed to face the consequences of her own actions. We have decided to continue no contact. An aunt on Miriam's side texted us that Miriam moved into her house. She would drill some sense into Miriam and make her become a responsible woman. We told her that we no longer care. In the end, I decided that I would buy the house after all. Will I give it to Miriam? Absolutely not. I would buy the house so that she loses the opportunity to buy her dream house. Instead, I plan to give the house to Lisa. She and her husband are expecting their second child and need a bigger home. I offered them the house and they were adamant to pay at least half with their own money. I told them that it was a gift for being amazing in-laws.